All right, welcome to another episode of Real Estate First Tech. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. We have a co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy. Welcome, Dan.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Awesome. Today, we have a very special guest today. We don't have a real estate professional. He'll tell us the story here in a minute, but he's someone that's more on the coaching side. And look at his Instagram, he coaches more on the psychology. So psychology-driven real estate trainer. We have Aaron on Real Estate First Tech. Welcome to the show, man.
What is up, you guys? Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, of course. It's a pleasure. And we're just talking about grinding and serving this industry before we got on air here. The show is all about you, your business, and want to really deep dive into that so the viewers and listeners can get a little more intimate with your story, who you are, how you serve, and what have you. So kind of getting into it, tell us a little bit about who you are, how long you've been in the business, what even made you get into this whole real estate sector and supporting these real estate professionals.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, again, you guys, thanks so much for having me on the show. Super stoked to be a guest. I got into real estate. It was pretty much in my DNA. I mean, my mom was a real estate agent in 1979 when I was born. Okay?
Wow.
And so that kind of tells you, really where my focus, where my passion, where my love has been ever since. It's because, I am the son of people that have, really benefited and been very passionate about real estate. And so, as a millennial kind of Gen Xer right on the cusp, I speak native technology, and I understand old school. I understand relationships. I understand, the importance of getting belly to belly with people. And so, I think that kind of just, fortune, that luck of being born at that time, really understanding real estate at a deep level, and then really just falling in love with technology at an early age. My mom then went on to become a school teacher. She had a computer in the classroom. I'd go to school with her early in the morning as she's preparing her lesson plan. I'm playing around on the computer. I'm getting to learn how to use that at like 8, 9 years old, and so kind of the rest is history. I just took my passion for real estate, my love of that, combined that with marketing technology, and that's put me where I'm at today. So it's been a fun run, but just like anything else in this industry, it's been crazy.
That's amazing. A couple things that come to mind for me is when your mom got in the business, it was probably the books that got dropped off at the front door for the MLS. And
Correct.
I'm sure you're probably playing organ string. I mean, I played organ string.
Oh yeah.
Got to fix the on the wagon as you're going down. I love that game.
Exactly. You've died of dysentery. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, I was playing fun little games. But I think it's been interesting. I've seen that progression. Mm-hmm. I've seen, where there were just a few agents, and it was like the travel agent, the insurance agent, the accountant, the lawyer, the attorney. I grew up in a small town in Arizona, right outside of Prescott Valley.
Okay.
And so, just small town, everybody knows you. If you're the real estate agent there, you're pretty much, people are walking into your office and they're going, "Hey, we're looking to buy, we're looking to sell." And I like, I got to experience that old school mentality. And I think people are very similar in their mindset today. They obviously still want to work with a person. They want to engage with a human that's going to walk them, carry them through this crazy emotional process. But the way that they connect with that person obviously has changed. Their access to information obviously has completely changed since, since, listings used to be printed, right? So a lot has changed.
Wow. I love that. And kind of getting into the sector of like what specifically you're doing, how you're serving this industry.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about pretty much what specifically are you doing to help these individuals? Is it your coaching practice? Are you working with, a partner or another company? How does that look for your business?
Yeah. So you know what? I work for a company called West, and West is owned by Williston Financial Group, which is the parent company. And that company owns, WFG National Title. They own some lending solutions. They own a data company. They own but the consultant company I work with, our goal is to just elevate the industry. And so me as a real estate, psychology driven, real estate coach, trainer, speaker, I want to take agents from good to great. I'd help them identify blind spots in their business because they don't know what they don't know, and I saw my mom struggle with her business, when I was a kid, and I saw her, and I've seen others, and it was frustrating to say, I understand their challenges, right? I've actually have my broker's license in Arizona. I don't actively practice, but I just keep it active.
Okay.
Just so that I can stay in tune with these needs and challenges that real estate agents have, because it's crazy. You got to wear a lot of different hats. You're juggling a lot of different balls. And so, you're a solopreneur, CEO of this business that has a lot of facets to it. So as a trainer, as a coach, what can I do to help fill in some of those gaps? How can we leverage technology? How can we leverage outside resources to provide additional support for you so that you can stay focused on the things that are most important for you in your business?
Yeah, definitely. I love that. That's
guidance.
Awesome. Yeah. They need that for sure. And I think that is very important. And it's awesome that you've been where you've been and now you are where you are. And you've seen that cycle to really be able to help these real estate professionals, which is awesome. So last couple of questions for me before we switch it up and change the camera angle and give it off to Dan here, our co-host. Okay. So are you anywhere and everywhere, or where specifically are you located? I heard about Arizona, where now I live in Gilbert. So
yeah, welcome.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Are you still in Arizona now, or?
Yeah, so I'm an Arizona native, born in Tucson, raised in the Prescott area, somehow ended up in Phoenix. So I live in north central Phoenix with my wife of 7 years, Alana, and my two young kids, Lucas and Elle. They're 3 and 4 years old. So when I'm not, having fun grinding in the real estate world, I'm having fun, playing, running around, playing hide and go seek with the kids. So yep, I'm in Phoenix. I work in multiple parts of the country. I work in, I help agents in Northern California. So I kind of have a territory, and I'm part of a larger team, and we call ourselves the Nerds, the West Nerds. So there's about 15 of us. We're spread out all over the country. And, we're in, places like, Portland and LA and Las Vegas and Texas and Seattle, and Florida and New York. And so we basically are a mastermind group. So the West Nerds, we're constantly collaborating over Slack, sharing what's working, what's not, and just, again, raising the bar for real estate agents, loan officers, real estate companies, teams, everywhere. So, but me specifically, I'm a California, Arizona guy, and and get the pleasure to work with, new agents, help them just kind of like, just focus on one thing at a time. Because I've been there as a new agent, and then working with, I just helped an agent yesterday. It's a top 100 agent in the country with their video strategy, where they're taking that to the next level. How do we optimize their YouTube channel, set up the right keywords? What hashtags are we using? Descriptions, right? So, it's like there's never a dull moment in this role. That's for sure.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, hey, we're close enough where we could probably get lunch or coffee one day.
Let's do it, man. I'd love to.
You're live on the show. I mean, we just met, so that's awesome. And I'm a native of California, so I understand. I'm back and forth, 34 years there. I'm in my first year, 8 months now here in Arizona, so got some things in common there. One last question before I get off to Dan.
For sure.
What's the best part about doing what you do?
Yeah. I think it's seeing somebody overcome resistance. It's really seeing somebody push through a roadblock, a hurdle they never thought they could. And when they get to the other side, they're just this like stronger, more excited, more energetic human being, and I think, that's where I really get into the psychology. How do we, what is your mindset, going into your business, going into your day, and, I mean, and, I'm just a constant learner. It seems like you gentlemen are as well, where it's, I'm always trying to just level up, learn from somebody, right? Just absorb, a life student, if you will. And so, being able to share that with others, allow them to see something or realize something in themselves that they didn't think was possible, whether it's through inspiration, motivation, just sheer pushing them, into knocking out their first video. Like, like you were mentioning that video I shared on my Instagram channel, Aaron Zonan. Yeah. Speaking of representing Arizona, Aaron Zonan, love it. it's, getting them to accomplish something they never thought they could. And all of a sudden that can be the catalyst that causes them to double their business within 12, 18 months, and I think that's what's really exciting for me, is just to see them reach some sort of accomplishment, some sort of potential that they knew they could, but they needed someone else to kind of help get them there.
I love that. So for our viewers and listeners out there, you're looking for someone, you might just have them right in front of you. So, we'll make sure to put all your information, of course, down below. We're going to get into our mix-up round, change it up, and Dan, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Norm. Now let's talk about coaching and consulting and guidance. There's a lot of coaching organizations out there. Some get better reviews than others. Like, how do you really position your consulting and coaching business against the competition, and what else is out there that may be more mainstream? Because it sounds like you're more specific to one-on-one help versus really like that corporate coaching training that most people are used to as a real estate agent.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that's where the rubber hits the road, is getting one-on-one with people, finding out what their true personality is, what makes them tick, because if I can figure out, what you're really into, what's meaningful and valuable to you, then I can help direct you into an area that's going to feel really, really good to you, that you're going to feel more excited to get into, to want to grow through, versus, this kind of templatized one size fits all type approach that I have seen out there. Now there's some great coaches out there. Don't get me wrong. There's the Mike Ferry OG, like still killing the game coaches. There's the Tom Ferrys, the Brian Buffini's, right? They're incredible coaches. So, and I look at myself as, they're doing incredible things. For me, I've got a real deep understanding of technology, super deep. I mean, it's really like in my blood. So I understand, how the puzzle fits together when it comes to, what technology should be using in your business, what technology connects to other platforms and systems and stuff like that. So when somebody says, Aaron, I don't have enough time in the day, then I basically work right into that. And I say, let's take a step back. What are we doing throughout the day? What can we, do you have like some systems or some processes that you are consistently going through on a daily basis? Let's write those down. Let's document those. Can we then leverage a piece of technology or a platform or a system to replicate what you're doing, free you up to do the things that you want to do? So I think it's really deep understanding of technology, take a deep understanding of who that person is, what their needs are, and then I create solutions for them.
That's awesome. No, it's really good. I think that balance between what we see in the market is that people get stuck in the transaction lane and then they don't work on the business lane. And that's from our experience as well on the agency side, is really getting people to be like, hey, you may do 1 or 2 less deals this month, but let's get you 4 or 5, 6 months light years ahead and working on the business and the operations, the systems, the accounting, the technology that's going to tie that all together. And I think that's been the biggest takeaway as an agent, that I can tell people that's when you need to reach out to somebody like yourself and get the expertise, rather than fumbling through and trying to figure it out yourself via Google.
Yeah, well, and hey, Google knows everything. YouTube knows everything. I mean, you can build a house watching YouTube videos, right? But what I would say is, even the best have coaches. And I hate to say that I'm no expert. I'm no authority. I'm not like this glorified coach by any means. But I do know some things that I think can help a lot of people, and I like to share that information. And even the best in any industry, in any sector, any aspect of life have coaches. Yeah. I mean, you look at Michael Jordan. Would he have been Michael Jordan if he didn't have Phil Jackson, if he didn't have coaching? You look at anybody, these people have coaches. And I think, one of the mistakes that a lot of people make is they achieve a level of success maybe on their own, just through hard work, perseverance, grinding, and what I think they don't really understand is how much further they could get if they had a coach or a mentor, or someone that shared with them a perspective that maybe they didn't see. You know what I mean? And it doesn't affect their ability. It's not compromising their accomplishment by tapping in to somebody else. And in fact, you'll find that the most successful people have always tapped into other people.
Yeah. No. Now, if somebody wanted to work with you in the consulting bandwidth, how does that process work? What can they expect in terms of that service offering? And you don't have to go into pricing, but just some context on really promoting your business and letting people know how you can help them.
For sure. So, so I work with West, and West is a marketing technology consulting company. And my services don't cost the real estate industry anything.
Wow.
So believe it or not, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, I wish I had somebody like me, or my mom had somebody like me back in the day. She'd probably be a mega agent, not to toot my own horn, but again, I think most agents, again, they don't know what they don't know, and to have someone kind of just flesh out what their challenges are and go, by the way, there's some simple solutions for some of these challenges that you have, I think would absolutely change their business in a positive way. So the best way to reach out to me would be, go to my, my booking website, getwithaaron.com, and schedule a 20-minute session with me. And so that's the best way to kind of connect with me. So yeah, but again, my services don't cost agents anything. Like I'm not selling products. I understand all the products, services, platforms, subscriptions at a deep level. I'm not pushing anything. I'm not selling anything. So, but just keep in mind, I work for a company that also owns a title company.
Yeah. So you're the hub of support that agents need.
I would say I'm kind of a shiny object. I want to say I'm more that, I have some people, they call me their best tool. You know what? Call me a tool. Call me what you want. I mean, you know what I mean? I again, for me, sometimes it's just helping people see what they don't see. For others, on a high level, it's let's get super granular with your SEO strategy. Let's get super granular with helping you geolocate. So when people go to Google and search for a real estate agent in this area, every one of your online assets is popping up.
Yeah. It reminds me of the 7 Triggers to Yes. You're the 7 Triggers to Yes. That's a great book for anyone who's looking to check out, which is the psychology behind, hey, let me do something for you, let me serve you. I don't need anything, but we are a title company. So it's like you're having what I'm coaching, we would love to earn your business. I get it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's good for anyone who's listening who doesn't have a budget to pay for Tom Ferry or pay for some of these other coaching platforms, right? So
totally.
Why not? That's awesome.
Well, and I've had agents that coach with, and again, I'm not going to, call out any coaching platform, but have coached with some of the bigger ones. They connected with me, and after just a few sessions, they say, Aaron, I'm getting more value from you than I have some of these other coaching platforms. And I say, wow, that is a compliment. I really appreciate that. So
yeah. 3 more questions. Last one really is, what advice could you give to an agent just starting out, or maybe an agent who's hit a brick wall in their career? Maybe they've had some success. That is that pivot point of like, what do they need to do in order to start to create a scalable real estate operation? Yeah.
I think new agent, get super clear with why you're in the game, why you're in the industry. You know what I mean? Understand what your strengths are. You know what I mean? Really look in the mirror, get super real with yourself. Go, here's what motivates me. Here's what I'm doing well. Here's what I'm not doing well. Figure out why you're getting up every morning. You're going and hammering it out, because this industry is brutal. Yeah. It's absolutely brutal. I mean, life is brutal. Life is tough. You know what I mean? It's wonderful. It's incredible, but it is difficult in general. So to get up and just survive on a daily basis is a challenge. To do that in the real estate industry is a double challenge. Why are we doing this? What's motivating us? Find your motivators. I don't care what it is. You want to be rich. You want to be famous. You want to create legacy for your family. You want to, whatever that is. You want to develop notoriety. You want to develop a better system. Whatever it is, I want you to write that down, put it on your nightstand, look at that every single morning when you get up, go, this is my driver. This is my why. Whatever that is, get up and get going based on that. Then what I would say is for a new agent, you're going to take as much business as you can. You're going to be working all over. You're going to be hitting up your friends and family for business, using them as guinea pigs. I get that. Just be open and honest with them that, hey, you guys, this deal may go south. I kind of know what I'm doing, but not really. Are you cool doing business with me? And because I'm going to be learning along the way. Just be open and honest with them. They're going to be more likely, if the deal goes south, to go, you know what, we're in this together. Let's get through this. And then to refer you to other people because you were honest with them. Don't bullshit them and say, hey, I know what I'm doing. And then you really don't. So the deal goes south. Guess what? You're not going to hear from them again. They're going to tell everyone they know not to use you. Okay. And you're never going to know that. And you're going to wonder, why am I struggling in this business? It's because the service, the experience you created wasn't optimal on the front end. So just, you know what I mean? So some basic stuff. And I could talk about, branding, like figuring out who the heck you are as a business operator, creating a mission statement, vision statement, coming up with some core values. Those are all super important as well. Creating that solid branding foundation that you can then operate on, so that people can relate to you. People see consistency with everything that you're doing. I think that's super important for new agents. An agent that maybe has hit a wall, I would say a good agent that wants to go to great, what can they do? I think they can do a couple of things. I think they've probably maxed out their available time during the day. They need to start tapping into resources. Okay. And whether they're going to go out and vet a bunch of products, a bunch of services themselves, or tap into somebody that can help them vet those out, I would say they need to figure out how to then leverage their time in a more effective way. You know what I mean? And so I think that's going to be the biggest thing, whether they need to bring on an assistant, transaction coordinator, showing agent, a buyer's agent, whatever that looks like. They need to go, okay, I need to switch my mentality up. I may be a perfectionist. I may be, I love to do things my way. Obviously I've achieved a level of success doing that, but now I need to take things to the next level. I need to let a little bit of control go in order to then take me to the next level.
What you're talking about is what we see on the agency side from when you're working with more seasoned agents or more experienced agents or top producers, is that element of control, that element of micromanagement, of oversight. We always tell everybody, like, just take a deep breath. Like, there's things that are going to come up. There's things that are going to be errors or problems that are going to occur in that process, but give it a year or two and start to buy back your time by automation and being able to hire trusted professionals to be able to be an extension of your team versus your employee that you're trying to basically manipulate every day to do exactly what you want.
Right. And I would say too, what's your employee? Let's say you do have someone helping you. What does that compensation plan look like? Are they incentivized? Are they on board with your mission, your vision? What does the compensation plan look like? Are they excited to want to, help you, take these transactions or these relationships to closing and through closing and stay top of mind with them, right? So what's their driver as well? So yeah, I mean, I think you're totally right.
Last question for me, and a fun one, is where's your favorite vacation spot?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know what? I love, this is pretty, I don't know if this is pretty like boring, but I love Sedona. I love Sedona. There, I get such like this cool vibe when I'm there. It's just, I recently found out that Boynton Canyon in Sedona was like the birthplace of like modern day human beings in like the Southwest, because it just has the perfect storm of like, of protection with the big cliffs that people can like hang out on. There's a lot of wildlife there. There's, fresh water coming through. And so really, really neat history there. And you just get, I mean, I'm not into like all the mysticism. I mean, I'm open to whatever, but like, whether there's vortexes and stuff in Sedona, that's one thing. But I do feel a really cool vibe when I'm there. And I just, I really enjoy it. So
cool.
Sedona. Yeah. I mean, although I will say, a couple months ago, I went to Zihuatanejo, Mexico, which is a little beach town mentioned in Shawshank Redemption. Right? Yeah. And that was really, really cool. I felt like I was in like this kind of authentic little Mexican beach town. There were no tourists anywhere. It was a really neat experience. And there's a direct flight from Phoenix directly to Zihuatanejo every Saturday. So I'm headed back there next month. Yeah.
Take it out. That's awesome. Man. That's great. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. A lot of good insight.
My pleasure. You guys, again, thanks so much for having me. This was a blast.
No worries. I have, thanks, Dan, for taking over that. I have a couple more questions before we do end the episode. Sure. At the end, too, we will open the floor to you so you can let any of our viewers and listeners know what you want to take from it. A couple things on the last two things you said. I was just in Sedona 2 weeks ago. Just got, we're working on, I just got a 2021 to Tacoma, and we wanted to take it off. So we went and took it off for a two-hour off-road trip. Super fun, amazing, gorgeous. It's almost so surreal there that you look at the mountains, you're like, I feel like I'm in a dream, or is this real? It feels fake. It's very, very interesting. So all the viewers and listeners have to check it out. And and the last thing that you said, as far as getting from where you're at to the next level, at agency side, we always like to think about SOPs, standard operating procedures, KPIs, key performance indicators, and income producing activities that can show you where you're at. And I always like to say it's better to get paid 50% of 3 or 4 people's effort than 100% of your own efforts. And yesterday I had a hard, not really hard, but an HR thing come up for the viewers and listeners based off what you were just saying, Aaron, about having a mission statement, having a vision, knowing where you're going. People don't follow people that are lost. So if you don't know where you're going and you don't have a clear understanding of specifically where you're going, and you could show them key performance indications that this is where you want to go, how are you going to motivate someone to get behind you to really want to put emphasis to be able to go with you to wherever you want to go? They're going to be like, you know what you're talking about. Like, sorry, like I could do this better than you could do. And then I'm out, So I just wanted to add a couple of those things to what you said, but I love that.
Well, let me say this too, for a real estate agent, at some point, you probably want to slow down in your business, maybe retire. The beauty of having a real estate license, every 2 years or however many years it is for you, you renew your license, keep it active, keep it hung somewhere. You get your broker's license. You could probably just self-hang. But you kind of stay in the business forever. But at some point, you want to slow your activity down. And maybe you want to sell your business. And, for that, that concept is a foreign concept for most real estate agents. They're like, wait, what would I sell? And I say, there's really 2 things you might sell, right? You either need to create something that operates independent of your daily interaction and efforts. That's you creating a real business. That's you multiplying your efforts by bringing on people, systematizing, right? Creating these processes, you know what I mean? So creating a business, or you need to start using a CRM. You're either going to sell a business or you're going to sell all your contacts. Okay, all those relationships. So if you're not using a CRM, if you're not keeping all your contacts in one place, one digitized place, and you're not, you need to be you need to be adding information, adding passions, interests, hobbies, tagging them, right? Tagging them. I mean, it's going to be very beneficial for you now. And then later on, when you decide to walk away from the business, guess what? You can sell that and say, hey, by the way, this group of people in this CRM or in this wherever they're at has helped me generate, $200,000 in GCI year over year. I can sell this at some sort of multiplier to you. I'll help, the transition. And now you actually have this tangible asset that you can then take and run with. So, and I like to say, hey, at some point, if we think in the future, that'll help us make decisions today.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I love that. That's golden nuggets for the viewers and listeners out there. Definitely stop, go back, listen to that again. It's the last couple of questions I have before we open up the floor to you, Aaron. So give us some data, give us some results, give us a story, someone you were working with, someone you were like, you saw the greatness in them. Maybe they didn't see it in themselves. You put together standard operating procedures or things that they need to think about. They follow the process. What does that story look like for?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I took just recently I took a team, a high producing team, about 20 agents. I mean, they've got they've got a sales manager, a CEO on the team. Wow. And what we did was we just analyzed all their online assets. So we looked at their online presence, their brand consistency. We looked at all their traffic to their website, to their social media. So we just took a deep dive, right? And looked at what was working, what wasn't working. What are these positive results that we have that are really conveying you as being this professional that's creating success, conveying the fact that this is a strong team that is that actually has some sort of personality to them that would be fun to work with. What are those positive results? What are the neutral results that we can turn into positive ones? What are the negative results, negative profiles that are showing up for you online, or maybe the things that are negatively affecting your reputation, negatively affecting your ability to cash in, and turn opportunities into business. What can we do to create these improvements for you online? So we took a deep dive, and what we did was we created improvements. Like we optimized these profiles, we changed language, and it took a couple of months. Okay, so this is an instance where we're taking a team, we're really fine tuning their online presence, and what they saw though after it took about. So we fine-tuned everything. I would say there was probably a period of about 2 to 3 months after we fine-tuned everything where we started to see inbound communication. We started to see messages coming from their website increase. We started to see social media, direct messages increase, where people are asking them these lead generating questions. So within 6 months, they saw a 40% increase in the amount of inbound people asking them questions, or inbound marketing conversations that people were starting with them, and those turned directly into business. Where people ask them, "Hey, what's the market like? What's going on?" Those questions that you want to receive as an agent. So those types of things on a high level, those are the types of results I love. And then with what I've done with, I had an agent that great business, decent sized business, above average. He's actually a top 1% agent. But he was like, "Aaron, I need to get more traction out of my network. What can I do better on social media?" I said, "We need to get more engagement from your social media audience. And it's not just going to be you posting a bunch of stuff. It's going to be you getting them involved in what you're doing." So he created this Test Your Real Estate IQ Instagram series. It's interactive, where every week it's 3 or 4 new questions. Hey, what's the average sale price in Scottsdale? How many homes do you think are on the market? And other fun stuff like that too, that's just not real estate related. How many golf courses are there in the Valley? And so the winner of, whoever answers all 4 questions gets entered into a drawing. And then he, pulls a name out, and they win a gift basket or something cool, right? Tickets to a game or restaurant or whatever. He's got 1,000 followers on Instagram. He started off, there were like 20 people that responded to this Instagram, these Instagram story post polls, right? Right now he's got almost 30% of his followers engaging in this poll on a weekly basis. His business has absolutely skyrocketed. It's gone up over 50%.
Wow.
By just creating an Instagram poll where he gives away a gift once a week. So simple stuff like that, you guys, can really make a big difference, and it's very achievable. Most agents go, "Well, technology marketing, it's super, it's super intimidating." Well, let's identify one thing we can do, one thing that you feel comfortable with doing on a regular basis, and if you do it consistently, you're going to see results.
Wow,
awesome!
Hey, that's a perfect golden nugget. Any agents out there? There you go. Something you could definitely use. So I have one last question, and then we'll have the floor be open for you, Aaron.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
From traditional real estate marketing to where we're at now, hence real estate versus tech,
Yep.
You're seeing a lot of shifting. You're seeing a lot of things happening. What do you feel, or do you feel that technology will eventually disrupt all this traditional marketing, and we're going to see things go more into this new digital era? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, great question. We are in the digital era, and there's no question about it.
Yeah.
And real estate is a lagging industry in a lot of ways, and it's lagged in the technology space. And you've seen in the last 5 years, there's been billions of dollars infused into real estate technology investments.
Yes.
And now you see these companies that are leading in every space, and in every area of this space, real estate, with like the Compasses or the XPs, or the mortgage space with like Rocket Mortgage and some of these other guys, the title and escrow space. WFG National Title has their transaction dashboard. There's some other players in the space that have these, like, the Domino's Pizza Tracker, kind of the real estate transaction, where they're, so I think we have to meet consumers where they want us to meet them. We have to like meet their expectations. And frankly, I can order an Uber and I can see that car driving to my house right now. I can order a pizza and I can see that pizza arriving. I can book a trip, and there's just so much transparency in every other aspect of our industry or in other of our lives outside of real estate. There's been a lack of transparency in real estate. And I think consumers want transparency. I mean, they go to Amazon, they order a package, they see exactly its path all the way to their home, right? To their front door. And so they want to see that same transparency with their real estate transaction. They want to see that same transparency with their real estate professional. They want to know at a deeper level what they're getting into with a real estate relationship. And they want to know what's happening in the transaction. You know what I mean? So I think from a real estate disruption standpoint, I don't know that there's going to be a big disruption with technology. I do know there's some players in the game right now that are trying to take the entire transaction from beginning to end. And look at Zillow, right? Beginning to end, purchasing showing time. They've got .loop as the transaction management platform, right? So they're taking the entire ecosystem in-house. They've got the eyeballs. And so, as an agent, how do we, as they start to, again, they're a household name. They've got, 200 million people every month, 150 to 200 million unique people visit one of Zillow's assets, platforms, apps, website on a monthly basis. I mean, they're a trusted household name. How do we continue to evolve and grow and stay relevant in this business as we see, we've got iBuyers, we've got the offer pads, we've got the open doors that are coming in, right? We've got Redfin, that are acquiring homes. But you know what is Joe and Sally Smith, at what point are they going to trust Zillow and click that button to sell their home or click that button to buy their home, right? And with the Amazon experience, at what point are they going to trust that platform as much as they do their real estate agent? I don't know when that's going to happen. That would be the big disruptor. But I'll tell you what, and that may never happen, right? That may never happen. I don't know, because real estate agents, I'll tell you though, real estate agents, we can prevent that from happening by continuing to level up, by continuing to show all the value that we bring to the table, by continuing to evolve and reinvent ourselves and truly be the trusted advisors, the consultants that our clients want us to be. You know what I mean? And so we have to think outside of the box. Don't just think about a transaction. Think about Joe and Sally. Let's talk about what your goals are in life. Why are you guys moving? What do you want to do after you move? Let's look at everything. Let's look at the financial picture. Let's pull in our mortgage partners. Let's pull in these resources and let's all look at this together, human to human, right? When we stop the human to human, when we try to automate our presence out of the equation, we're going to remove ourselves out of the equation. Now, I'm not saying we don't get into marketing automation and crush lead generation and do some other really, really valuable stuff. But I'm saying, you guys, where there's opportunity to insert yourself into a relationship, into an opportunity to connect with one of your clients, make sure that we're jumping all over that and use technology, marketing to work in the background.
Wow. I don't know if I saw Dan perk up. I'm not sure if you wanted to say anything before we get to close.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest thing that I've been trying to say to the National Association of Realtors and local and state is that you need to protect this industry. And part of that is agent responsibility and part of that is industry organization protection. And you can't go online and fix your electrical box. That's why electricians have a union. So it's really creating some sort of technology evaluation of what we can do as an industry, as agents. They all come together, doesn't matter where you are, to be able to combat that. Because as soon as technology becomes a brokerage and a brokerage becomes an agent and an agent starts to own a title company, now you're essentially monopolizing an industry that has been licensed individually.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of it's done under the premise of improving the consumer experience. And I always want to take a look and go, is this truly improving the consumer's experience? And, and so are the things we're doing improving the consumer's experience? And I get that the barrier to entry into this real estate is not super high. And I get that, to get your cosmetology license, it's like 1,200 classroom hours. To get a real estate license is 90. I get that. But at the end of the day, could there be a higher barrier to entry? I think that could be the case for sure. Are there some absolute high level operators in this business? There's no question about it. You know what I mean? So, are we gonna kind of work ourselves out of this industry? As real estate agents. I mean, we're not taxi drivers. We're not travel agents by any means. And so, I mean, it's a great question. It's something that I'm constantly thinking about. It sounds like you guys are, as well. Yeah. But how can we continue to differentiate, prove our value, bring a new level of value to the market, and just continue to level up? I mean, that's what we got to be focused on constantly. And then, what NAR is going to do, what these, there's over 600, realtor associations that some of them are like warring with each other. I mean, I wish, I don't know. I mean, I think we could be our own worst enemy. Look what we did with realtor.com, and Zillow came up and just blew us right out. So, it's tough, you guys. There's no like magic bullet for this. I think we got to, let's get focused on what we can control. Yeah. And let's get super clear with who we are, who we want to work with, and how we're going to deliver a high level of value to them, create an incredible experience that they want to tell others about.
I love it. I love it. The couple things I'll leave with you before we open the floor up to you, Aaron, is that, for the viewers and listeners, as you already know, 95% of the transaction volume is done by the top 10%, 5 to 10% of real estate professionals. So it's like technology, I feel, is going to probably innovate mass market, but there's that top 10% that people that are spending 500 million plus, they're going to want that human element. And agents need to stop thinking about what other agents are thinking about them, stop worrying about getting on video, and start leading by value, because people forget what you said. They'll forget what you said and did, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. Technology will never give you that opportunity to feel something like a human to human interaction. So what's going to happen, in my opinion, is it's going to divide. You're going to see technology disrupt the ones that basically don't want to deal with it anymore, because agents don't have standard operating procedures. They're fly by night. They're all over the place. They're not super professional. And people are like, I'm done. I'm going to click a button and buy my house because I don't want to deal with the unprofessionalism. And then the people that are professional, that are leading by value, that area experts that actually let you feel something, then the people are going to be like, all right, cool. I'm going to hire this person. They're going to do everything for me. I don't want to click the button. I want to be driven around in a house or a car, and I want to go look at houses. So that's kind of like my thought process on it. So just looking at the basic like fundamentals and mechanics of what we're seeing just based off the market, 8+ years, 5,000 agents later. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. So for viewers and listeners out there and all of us, like, let's see what happens. But I'm going to open the floor to Aaron, man. So floor is yours, dude. What do you want the viewers and listeners to know, man?
You know what? Here's what I would say. You guys know how to get a hold of me, but let me share one more thing. The best way we can raise the bar for this industry is to raise the bar for ourselves, raise the bar within ourselves. And, I just recently launched an emotional intelligence training curriculum, and we're talking about EQ, emotional intelligence. And so, you've got IQ, right? Which is what some people just call your intelligence, like your ability, your capacity to retain information is basically your IQ. And your IQ, a lot of people say it's set in stone. Like there's really no way to change your IQ over the course of your life. But there's this other little thing called EQ, and that's your emotional intelligence. And that's something that you can absolutely improve, increase, work on. And what studies are now showing is that a lot of the most successful people don't necessarily have the highest IQs, but they do have high EQs. And EQ really is made up of 4 parts. And I hope I can just rattle these off from my memory. But it's number 1 is self-awareness. Okay. And that's just the awareness of ourself and our emotions, what we're feeling in that moment and how we're responding to that emotion. So self-awareness, and then are the decision we make as a result of that awareness, that stimuli that's affecting us, what are we doing as a result of that? So those are the first 2 things. The third one is social awareness. Are we aware of what's happening out in society, with our engagements with people, just in general, right? And then relational awareness. So when you're talking with somebody, are you aware of their emotional state, where they're at, how they're responding to you? And I think if we can get and then empathy gets dropped in there as almost like an unofficial fifth one. And that's really you being able to put yourselves in the shoes of somebody and really relate to them on a deep level. You guys, can tell you what, if you get deep into your emotional intelligence, it's going to take your business to the next level. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to end on that because I think, there's a lot of craziness out there right now, you guys. And I think empathy, I think emotional intelligence, I think us just getting within ourselves and becoming the best version of ourselves that we can be is the best thing we can do for society, for everything that's all the chaos that's going on, for all of our relationships, but of course, just for ourselves. Because when we enjoy looking at that person in the mirror and saying to ourselves, you know what, I like you, I love you, like you're doing everything you can to make the world a better place, to be a good human being. You know what, that is exciting. So
love it.
You guys reach out to me on social media. Would love to connect with you guys. I'm an open book. And you guys, again, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Dude,
it's been great.
That was amazing. Links below, everything, so they can check you out, so they can go ahead and do that. No problem. We make sure that can get all of your information. Aaron, thanks so much for all the wealth of knowledge and your perspective on this industry, because I think it's very important. And it is our goal at Real Estate First to be able to really get these perspectives out there, unbiased, kind of more of an equal, playing field as much as possible. And so Thank you so much, Dan.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much for being our co-host.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this episode is like what every agent should listen to when they need to be grounded and be able to understand like how they should pivot in their career and be able to look at themselves. So no, it's great stuff, Aaron.
Awesome.
100%.
Thanks so much, Dan. Norman, thanks so much, you guys. Appreciate it.
Of course. And thanks to all our viewers and listeners, as it is our intention for you to take something from our episodes to apply to your business, have more massive success, and we will see you on the next one. And made it to the end. Well, thank you so much for watching Real Estate Versus Technology. We hope you found value, especially something you can apply to your real estate business. If you could do us a favor, we would appreciate it. A thumbs up. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified for new episodes coming out, and comment below. What the heck did you learn? If you want to join our Facebook group page, there's a link right here. And if you want to be featured on Real Estate Versus Technology, send us a DM on our Instagram page. We'll see if we get you on the show. So, take care. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.